My name is Nomad and I'm an extremely high MMR Dota player. I have thousands of hours and thousands of wins. Now I'm using my knowledge to help struggling players win games and become pros. This is Nomad For You. The hero, Luna. The plan, use the shard and a witchblade to devastate my enemies. Now, I'm sure most of you understand what the plan entails here, but for the pudge pickers out there, I will explain. You see, Luna's shard causes an attack on her Lucent Beam. It applies modifiers on the first hit, which means you can use items like Skadi, Daedalus, or Witchblade. Now I know you're thinking, Nomad, that sounds way too strong. If it were that good, then people would have done it in the past, and you are right. So Valve did take the necessary steps and they nerfed it. You see, whilst the Lucent Beam will jump to the nearest target, the attack will actually attack a random target within 500 radius. What that means is it could hit the target you were focusing, or it could bounce away and hit a random creep, or building, or another unit entirely. Every game I played, the enemy didn't know what to do, as either them or the creep next to them started taking this DPS after Lucent Beam proc. And that is a relief, because if this wasn't the case, then this would be first pick in every pro game. Due to my immense skill at the game, I'm able to easily outplay my way through any laning phase, so that wasn't an issue. Once I get my Witchblade, they start to figure out what's about to happen, but by that point it's far too late, and when I get the shard, it's game over. It's too difficult for them to come near the fights. Every single time they just take way too much damage. As you can see, this particular team ended up having to flee the base because my Lucent Beams and my Witchblades were just doing too much damage to them. They had to back themselves away, and that was the reason they left. You might think it's due to the fact that there's a tier 2 tower in the bottom and the top lane, therefore there's no possible way for them to push any further, but you're wrong. I started this video trying to create a fun build to play around with, but ended up creating something absolutely unbeatable. Obviously, I destroyed every single game I played with this build. Use it with care. Let's move on to the next one. The hero, Omniknight. The plan, build as many braces as possible and then overwhelming blink by 25 minutes. Omniknight is a hero most people think is best as a support. This is wrong. Omniknight is best as carry. Any pro gamer such as myself will tell you this, and it should be obvious. He carries a giant hammer and he's got really chiseled abs. Now onto the build. Braces give you strength. That strength turns into more strength at 25 minutes. If you can get an overwhelming blink at the same time as that, then well, your damage is going to be overwhelming, I guess. So how do I do it? Well, I need braces, but I also need mana and mobility. Therefore, I'm going to need to go for a soul ring and power treads for that, and I still need to space my overwhelming blink, meaning I'll be able to get a grand total of 3 braces into this build. 1 for each arm and 1 for, you know. I wasn't having much success with this build, which is rare for me as a pro gamer. However, I discovered the problem pretty quickly. By building the extra items, I was griefing myself. The mana and the power treads weren't important, it was all about the braces, so I went to the new game building only braces and an overwhelming blink. And again, my lane is very easy, I'm able to outskill my opponents every time. Here's a fun and easy trick you can do at home. Switch out all 5 of your gauntlets before you heal for maximum efficiency and also instant carpal tunnel syndrome. They try to go after me, but of course I'm able to expertly dodge the arrow and the crystal nova that the Rubik casts. By 14 minutes I have my blink dagger, that allows me to scare away the Mirana and also have my sexuality questioned. And now I hit my timing. I have my overwhelming blink dagger at 25 minutes where all my braces are going to double in value. The game is in my hands now. I just need my team to provide me with initiation, vision, teamfight control, magic damage, physical damage, tower damage, and the ability to take Roshan, and this will be an easy win. We take the fight, and whilst things were looking good at first, unfortunately somebody on my team gave away a very key ultimate to the Rubik, which actually caused them to get the turnaround, and we couldn't take the fight, and we lost this very crucial timing. Things continue to get worse for us, we lose many buildings, but we did manage to catch them out and get a few kills. Suddenly, we had a window of opportunity, but as a wise man once said, when the high ground looks possible to attack, the jungle is impossible to ignore. I die alone and get my sexuality questioned once again. This did spell the end for game number 1, but I was sure of my build this time, so I queued up again. Once again, another easy lane as I start to stack up my braces. It turns out that you can get stuck under tower with 4 braces and 1200 HP and still not be punished for it. I pick up my blink dagger and I head to the middle lane, but unfortunately there was nothing that could have been done to save Magnus here. We keep pressuring the tower, and eventually it ends up with me getting a triple kill. We get kills all across the map, and this lets me get my overwhelming blink exactly on time. But I did remember the critical mistake from last game. I had to make sure my team believed in me as much as I believed in myself.
Guys, in 30 seconds, well, 40 seconds, I'm going to hit critical mass. Or I got 5 braces. They're all going to turn into Giga braces, and my overwhelming blink is going to just one-shot their entire team.
I get a solo kill on the Juggernaut, and this leads us into more kills. We try to keep fighting, but things start to look hairy. Luckily, my braces hold strong and keep me alive, so I'm able to make my escape. My team was still enthusiastic and ready to fight, and we keep the tempo going. Another easy win and another broken build in the books for me. That was how to overwhelm the enemy with 5 bracelet Omniknight, and this was Nomad For You. Join us next week as I teach you how to get free wins with support clinks.
Are you fucking serious?
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, the whole club was looking at her. Fuck.